Presenting the Leica M4-P. This time around we are looking at the camera that holds a strange place in Leica lore. The M4-P was known as one of the budget Leicas, the other being the M4-II, and was a bare bones camera made not in Germany but Canada, eh? You see, back in the old days, Leica wasn't very good at the business stuff, and seemed to be constantly losing money through projects that consumers had no interest in. The R series was a massive loss at the time, and the M5 was a commercial flop. It could be said that Leica was in a bit of a pickle. They had to do something to bring back the customers, whilst working with a limited budget. So they released the Leica M4-II, which was basically a cheaper M4. But it wasn't enough, and was shortly followed by this, the M4-P. P stands for professional, don't you know? Coming somewhat confusingly after the M5, this camera was made as a budget professional Leica, and was to save Leica's skin. And before any of the Leica purists chime in, and I'm sure they will, this is a proper Leica, and as good as any other Leica M in my humble opinion. Some people like to think of this as a lesser camera because it was made in Canada and has replaceable parts instead of adjustable parts, but that's not the case. It's as good as any other. It is a very capable camera and has all you would expect from a Leica rangefinder. The rangefinder has lines for 28, 35, 50, 75, 90 and 135 lenses. And because Leica snobs love to find fault in everything, they see this as being too cluttered. This camera has no light meter, which some people see as a minus, but they don't seem to have a problem with the Leica M4 not having one, so It is a very simple camera, which does its job very efficiently and very easily. You can see the Leica DNA is strong in this one. And if you are sitting here watching this video with your M6 in your hands, sneering at the M4-P, just remember, your camera is basically the same camera, except it has a meter. Anyway, on to the camera. Today we have paired this Leica M4-P up with a very special lens indeed. This is the Scolani Optomechanics Planar 1.4 50 T-Star. Say that after a couple of pints. And this lens has been converted to M-mount to fit specifically on M-mount cameras, and it's very cool. So let's take it out and see what we get with it. Okay, welcome everybody to the show. Thanks for watching. We are today in Tokyo at Meiji Jingu Shrine, and today is Coming of Age Day, and usually this would be a really important day and there'll be lots of ceremonies all over Tokyo for the teenage boys and girls to celebrate their coming of age. Thanks to Corona, there are no ceremonies, so people are just coming to the shrine and having individual little things. So we thought we would come out today and use the opportunity to test today's camera, which is today's feature camera, the Leica M4-P, and in particular we want to test out this lens, which is very special. This is the Scolani Car's Ice Planar 50mm 1.4, which has been converted to M-mount. So we're going to give this a go, see if we can get some shots and see if we can have some fun. Well, that was a chilly day, but we got some lovely results from this great setup. And let's talk a little bit about that lens. Skillane have been producing extremely high quality lens conversions for a while now, and this is one of their recent creations. Originally, this was a lens for the Contax Yashica mount SLR cameras and was made in Japan, this one. The Zeiss lenses are famed for their optical performance, and if there's one thing that Zeiss does very, very well, seeing as they invented it, is make a planar, and this one is no exception. It's absolutely outstanding. Skillane loves Zeiss glass, so much so they started to convert the lenses to M mount. Now I make that sound simple, but I can assure you it isn't. The mount has to be machined and the lens recalibrated to fit the M mount. An interesting tidbit about the M4-P, most of them have a zinc top plate to save money, same as the M6. But the early ones, like this one, have a brass top plate. You can tell by the recessed finder window, so that's something to look out for. Right, pros and cons time, my good people. Pros: solid camera, easy to use and repair, no Leica wanker status. Cons: prices are rising, no light meter, still kinda Leica wankerish. You can see this camera and learn more about Skillane lenses at japancamera.hunter.com. Thanks for watching.